On March 4th, 1861, Abraham Lincoln entered the office in the middle of America's splitting between the North and the South, come to be known as the Civil War. During his inauguration, crowds gathered close to the White House in hopes of a view of the president-elect. Others traveled from northern and western states only to find hotels already booked. Nearly every balcony, rooftop, and window along Pennsylvania Avenue was occupied with Washingtonians and visitors to see former President Abraham Lincoln. With everything going on with the South forming the Confederate States of America, led by Jefferson Davis, Abraham Lincoln took a cautious approach in his remarks and made no specific threats against the Southern states. He wanted to keep the states of the Upper South, like North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, Arkansas, in the Union. Lincoln promised not to interfere with the institution of slavery where it existed. South Carolina was the first state to secede from the United States, and soon Georgia, Louisiana, and Texas followed soon after. The reason for the secession was that some states wanted to preserve slavery while others wanted to abolish it. Lincoln's views on slavery was a complex process. During the Lincoln-Douglas debate on September 18, 1858, he was running against Stephen A. Douglas for a U.S. Senate seat in Illinois. The central issue of their debate was slavery, especially its expansion into new territories. Douglas accused Lincoln of supporting full racial equality, which was controversial and unpopular among many white voters, even in the North. In this response, Lincoln made a statement to reassure white voters that he did not support social or political equality between races, even though he was opposed to the expansion of slavery. He believed that even though white people should hold a superior position, black people shouldn't be denied everything. While his early views were undeniably racist by modern standards, he later came to support black suffrage for educated black men, and of course, issued the Emancipation Proclamation in 1863. This act did not abolish slavery. This proclamation was issued to free enslaved people in the Confederate States that were rebelling against the Union in 1863. It was strategically done as a military move. The Emancipation Proclamation allowed black men to join the Union Army. It did not immediately free all slaves, but it was a major step towards the abolition of slavery in the United States. The Civil War started when the Confederates were the first to attack, starting in Fort Sumter in Charleston, South Carolina, on April 12, 1861. The commander, Major Robert Anderson, had to surrender after less than 2 days, leaving the fort in the hands of Confederate forces. Other states later joined the Confederate after the attack on Fort Sumter. The Civil War ended when Confederate General Robert E. Lee surrendered to the Union General Ulysses S. Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, Virginia. This war lasted 4 years, the deadliest war on American soil, with 1.5 million casualties and 620,000 deaths, ending on April 9, 1865. On April 15, 1865, a week after the war ended, Abraham Lincoln was assassinated by John Wilkes Booth while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. And that is the end of Abraham Lincoln's life.